Hey folks, it's Mark Toby, owner and founder of Enterprise Fitness, and today I'm going to talk to you about supplements. So the first thing is, do we need supplements? Is a common question that I get asked. And the short answer is no, you don't need anything, but I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you probably own a smartphone. And I relate it to the same thing. Do you need a smartphone? Well, no, of course you don't need a smartphone, but it helps. It's convenient. It fits in your pocket. You can call anyone and you can go on Facebook, Instagram. Hell, you might even be watching this video on your smartphone. So no, you do not need a smartphone, but it's convenient to have one. And I look at supplements much in the same way. So for me, I can't divorce the conversation about supplements and the need for supplements with a conversation around our soil. So our soil has been declining since we've started farming it and the Industrial Revolution and basically modern farming. So the first 6 inches of topsoil should be the most fertile. But the problem with that is 1960s, 1970s, we as humans, we invented a fertilizer called NPK. NPK is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And they're 3 minerals out of approximately 57 that we put back into our soil. And because farms, for the most part, modern farms, aren't done in a way that is sustainable. And what I mean by sustainable is you have monocrop farms and polyparental farms where there is many plants and many things happening at once. And you've got the chickens and the cows and the animals all cohersing with the environment. And these days we normally move the animals away on one section and put the things that we're going to grow on the other section. You see this with monocrops, particularly soy, wheat, corn. But really what makes a healthy farm is what will happen is the sun will give life to the foliage or the plants, and the animals will eat the plants, and then the plants' feces, manure, will give life back to the soil. And say, for example, cow manure is very, very rich in nitrogen. It's also very, very rich in a bunch of other minerals that would give life to good plant life. So the problem is that when we separate this out and we use NPK, which was part of the Green Revolution, our food looks like it's green, but is essentially more nutritional void. And there have been numerous studies and food analysts of looking at things like oranges from vitamin C in oranges rather, and finding that the vitamin C in oranges is almost unmeasurable. And then the other thing we've got to combine with that is we've dumped over 85,000 chemicals in our environment since World War II. So according to the EWG.org, or I should say the Environmental Working Group, you can check them out at EWG.org website, but we've dumped over 85,000 chemicals. So that's a huge problem. So our bodies are under more toxic load, which means fundamentally we need more nutrition. But we're not getting that from our food, you see. So because our soil is more depleted. Now you might say, well, I buy organic. And look, I buy organic too, because if more people can buy organic, then we're going to lower the price, supply and demand of organic. But for the most part, how are we going to make up that gap? Well, supplements. And the biggest thing about supplements, you can't just go to any old supplement store. You can't go to, your supermarkets or your over-the-corner supplement store to get your supplements. You really need to be in the know. And I'll give you an example. So a lot of people will buy an oxide form of their supplement. So they get magnesium oxide. But magnesium oxide is unabsorbable, or magnesium carbonate. They're not good quality. It needs to be chelated with an amino acid or an amino acid salt, for example. You'd want more like a magnesium glycinate or a fumarate or an orotate, because it's going to be better uptaken by the body. So when people say that supplements are a waste of money, it's usually they're taking the wrong supplements. So my take on it is you really want to work with a healthcare practitioner, someone like a naturopath or one of my team here at Enterprise, where we're stocking the highest quality grade supplements, the pharmaceutical grade supplements that basically are formulated in a way that your body can uptake and really utilize. And people often, they take the right supplements, but they take poor quality forms. And another example of this would be fish oil. Most of the cheap fish oil that you see will be from cheap waters that are ultimately polluted and will contain high amounts of mercury. You buy more expensive, like pharmaceutical practitioner grade of supplements or practitioner grade fish oil, you're going to get fish oil that is from much cleaner waters with much lower levels of mercury. Now, it's impossible to say that all fish oil is going to be void of mercury, because that's simply not true, but you'll have a much less amount. So the point of this video is supplements aren't expensive urine, and if we applied the same reasoning to drugs, we would very quickly see that that's not completely correct. Like, just because something shows up in your urine doesn't mean it's not effective. It can certainly be effective and show up in your urine. And the other part of that is you want to make sure you know where you're getting what's in your supplements and where you're getting them. Make sure you're working or using things that are pharmaceutical or practitioner grade. It's worth it. It really is. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next time, train hard, eat well, and supplement smart.